There we go. All right. We're number 2.
You got the angles all right.
I guess so.
We try our best here. But
yeah, well, thanks for having me on, guys, for sure.
We've been excited. You're our first guest on the pod.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
You're actually the first one we thought about, so.
Yeah? Awesome.
We're right down a list, and we're like a lot of kids our age, but you were definitely the first one. So.
Yeah. Well, we get a few lifters, that we know from school or from the community in general that are getting into lifting for a little bit for sure.
Right. Absolutely. When did you really start?
I started hitting it hard my freshman year in college when I went to St. Joe's. I would go St. Joe's obviously has a gym, but I wasn't really about that. So I would take my roommate and we would go every morning at we started it was probably a month into the semester. I'm like, all right, we're not going to the St. Joe's gym anymore. So we started going to Fitness Factory in Portland. I'd hit it 5 a.m. every single morning. And it was only 20 minutes from St. Joe's, so it was not really bad. So yeah, we would do that every morning, and I was kind of didn't know as much, but I'd watch a shit ton of YouTube videos and try to figure stuff out, and I slowly became more knowledgeable. And I mean, after a while, it's 6 months, that not much to do on a frozen lake, in the middle,
right.
Just doing schoolwork. So, that's all I was doing. So then I became addicted to it, and it was really took off from. That's where it really took off.
You've always had that hunch, though. You've always loved the gym.
Oh yeah.
And your genetics naturally growing up, you were always strong. So definitely fitting. Introduce yourself so everybody knows what you're doing.
Yeah, guys, my name is Steven Emerson. I'm an online fitness expert, online fitness coach. That's kind of that's where the money's coming in from right now. It's kind of what I do for work. And at the same time, I love to do it. Yeah, man. I mean, it's been a good journey. I mean, we're just starting. The movie's having its opening credits, but I'm excited for the rest of the movie, I guess.
There we go. Yeah, no, we see quite a bit of you at the gym. We know what's going on. We're always looking over, saying, that guy's just fucking huge.
Yeah, I'm feeling severely especially in my face and even the waist and everything like that. I've put on since November. I've put on 30 pounds.
Damn. And that was purposeful, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
exactly.
So 30 pounds, and I'm thinking probably I would say between 4 and 5 of that is actual muscle. And then I would say probably 20 of that is water, and whatever the rest is just fat, for sure.
No, it's crazy how much time it takes to build 4 or 5 pounds of muscle.
Bro, it's ridiculous.
In the same boat, but
yeah,
it's hard.
And that's generous, honestly. I mean, I'm hoping it's 5 pounds. Yeah. We'll find out when I take this all off again.
I find it difficult to put on weight.
Yeah.
When we first started, I was, I believe, 135, scrawny kid, small. And I'm now 155.
Nice.
But that was a year and a half.
Yeah.
And that was 20 pounds in 2 years.
Well, I mean, you probably gained it slowly.
Yeah.
So a lot more of that. You didn't gain as much fat as, what I mean?
Right.
You put on more muscle. But the thing is the way to ensure, putting on weight, and it's right down to a science, for some of my clients, say my client has a goal of losing somebody's overweight and they want to lose 100 pounds in a year. You can literally, put into a calculator and I can tell you exactly how many pounds you're going to lose per week. So if you're trying to gain weight and you go and you look up and you type into the calculator what your maintenance is per day, and you want to gain 20 pounds, then you eat this many calories in surplus, and you weigh your food and you know exactly what your macros are. It's gonna go up, and it's gonna be like clockwork.
Right. Yeah. I think that's a common misconception with the gym, is that people sit there and they're like, oh, I want to lose this much weight. Well, you got to go to the gym.
Yeah.
Just start there. Just throw yourself into it, because until you can show yourself that you can actually get there, the fucking dieting, everything that goes behind it, you're not going to stay disciplined to that.
No.
You can't get your ass in.
Because that part's harder. Dieting is way harder.
It's just jumping in and getting yourself there every day and building it into a routine.
If somebody hates going to the gym that much and it's I can't go to the gym, it's some habit that I just can't start. What I say is literally just go there and buy the membership and leave. And then the next day you drive to the gym, and then you can just drive away. As long as you just go to the gym, then you just drive away. And then slowly after a while you're going to be well, I'm at the gym. I drive to the gym and I waste my gas, so I might as well go in and start training. Yeah. For sure. That's how you really
click.
Yeah.
No, that's a good mentality.
Right. Well, what percentage would you say is, okay, if you're trying to lose weight, what percentage has to do with going to the gym and actually like what you're putting into your body.
And your goals are losing weight?
Either or, if it changes, it change. Like if you're trying to gain weight, does that change at all?
I think
trying to go to the gym more, eat more.
I think the standard is they say 60% is diet, 40% is gym, but I am really going to argue that it's 50-50.
Okay.
For sure, 50-50. You know, you can't have one without the other, for sure. I mean, obviously, if you're just starting to lift and you're not really obese, then you're going to see the newbie gains pretty quickly. So the gym is going to be more important than the food. But if you're trying to put on weight, I mean, you're never going to gain weight if you don't eat in a surplus.
Personally, that was me. Like, we've always gone to the gym, but until I started focusing on force feeding,
oh my God, bro!
I didn't see any gains until the last probably 4 months.
Dude,
you focus,
and now I'm starting to see it too.
And then it's crazy how much of a change, because you put all that work in, but if you're not getting the calories and the right food in you, you're just wasting your time.
And especially if you're working out, then your maintenance is going up even more. Like for personally, if I didn't work out, my maintenance would probably be at like, I don't even know, like 2,400, and now that I'm lifting, my maintenance is more like 3,100.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot more. So, I mean, this off season, I was focusing on about 1,000 calorie surplus. So I was at like 4,100 every day. But the thing is, for me, this winter and even last winter, it's not nearly as hard as my first bulk that I did, which was when I lived in North Carolina in 2022, I think it was. That's when I did my first bulk, and that's when the first time I got up to 215 from like 180 or whatever. I don't even know it, or 185. And that's where your mind is being trained to be uncomfortable, your entire state. And it's also the act of stretching your stomach. If you can really force the stretch in your stomach, and you get your body acclimated to always being full, then the years after that, it's just going to be like, oh, we've done this before. It's going to be easy.
That is 100% factual.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you start eating those calories, you feel your stomach stretch, and now I've been gradually able to eat more calories per day.
Absolutely.
At first, I felt a lot more lethargic and like shitty, and now I can put those calories down and still be able to function.
Yeah.
But
I can't say the same. I've never done like a dirty bulk.
Yeah.
I've never stay committed to a bulk.
Mm-hmm.
It
doesn't have to be dirty.
I'll eat more, but it's
I think if you just and the dirty bulk is not always the answer. And the term like dirty bulk, it's like, well, if I'm being super dirty, then I'm going to be putting on a lot more fat and not as much muscle. Like if I'm just eating pizza and chips and shit every night, that's definitely not what you want to do. At the end of the day, calories are calories. For example, I don't know if you guys know this, but say you want to lose 20 pounds and your maintenance is 3,000 and you want to eat 2,000 calories. Those 2,000 calories can be ice cream, and you're going to lose weight all day long. Right. It's gonna happen. But at the same time, it's gonna give you shit results in every other form, like mentally and everything else. So I mean, definitely the calories do matter, but not in the terms of weight loss or weight gain.
Right. Tell everybody a little bit about not just the physical aspect, but you and your clients, the mental aspect of going to the gym.
So, well, I mean, honestly, anybody can go and look up, on Chat or Safari, like a workout plan and a diet plan that's going to work for them. But at the end of the day, what they're missing, and they do that, but they're not losing weight, they're not getting their goals. At the end of the day, it's the the motivational part from me that I'm going to give them, and it's the text that I'll give them every day, or the phone call, the kick in the ass, be really aggressive with them,
right?
And and since I'm giving them the information that they need, and they're like they're overweight, they see results pretty fast, which becomes addicting to them pretty fast. So then it's not very hard for them to get hooked on lifting and cardio. I already have people that are doing more than what I'm assigning them, and they're doing great.
That's good.
Yeah.
So it's more just the start,
Yeah.
It's taking the first step.
Dude. Yeah.
After that, they're pretty much
I would say
down a hill.
The hardest part is even thinking about starting.
Yeah.
Like that part, yeah.
Which you can account to anything. Like a lot of stuff that he's talking about, gym related, that's why I love it so much, is because you can contribute that to anything. Starting a business, whatever you do for work.
Yeah.
It's the mental discipline, and
absolutely. It gives you a good perception, like it's going to take this many months, this much training to get this big. Well, then I can apply that kind of formula to my business. If I want to grow my business this big, then I got to put in this many hours and do this for this amount of time. And it's easier to perceive things.
It's numbers at the end of the day.
Yeah, shots at the line. Yeah. I'm doing like I do a lot of cold calling for my online.
Yeah. How's that going,
Dude? It sucks.
How's the sales aspect of that?
It's very difficult. The shots to the line are definitely not, the ratio isn't that good. But I'm gonna take as many as I need to, for sure.
So is it like leads that you're getting, or how you just cold calling?
Yeah, so I cold call, and I also cold DMing on Facebook or on Facebook Messenger and Instagram was how I started out, and that was supposedly the way to do it. My idea was if I send 100 messages a day, then I'm gonna have more business than I know what to do with. Well, 100 quality messages a day is one, a lot, and two, it's not equating too much. So if I can get you on a phone call, then I can convince you better with my words, because you can't really leave the consumer up to doing any work until they buy. I'm not going to rely on them answering my message. I need to call them and
Right.
So, but I had something else to say too. But yeah, cold calling is definitely the way to go. Yeah.
What are you saying on the phones?
Oh, I'm just saying, like my script. I mean, my script has been, it changes up for different people, but usually I'll just introduce myself and I'll, ask how they're doing, and then I'm with, I'm the owner and founder of 5th Gen Fit Online Fitness.
Yep.
I'm just reaching out today to see, I mean, I'm sure you already go to the gym and follow a diet. I'm just asking, number one, if that is the case, and number two, if you have any goals this year in terms of, because 80%.
See where they're at fitness wise, and
the thing is like 80% of American adults are obese or overweight.
Right.
So it's like
everyone's qualified.
Yeah. Unless I'm calling a fitness trainer by accident. I mean, sorry, bro. My bad.
Keep at it.
Yeah, keep doing your thing.
Do you ever write down like what works and what doesn't work to try to get some numbers on like what worked? It's more of a mental thing, like sales is a lot of trying to convince somebody who really doesn't want what you're trying to give them.
Yeah, they do not want to get called, for sure. They don't. But if I can just get them to that first meeting, then I can open their eyes and be like, yo, you're gonna want to do this. Like, it's either like the number one death or number one killer of people in the U.S. is heart disease from being obese.
Right.
So it's like, what do you want to spend $100,000 in hospital bills or $2,000 on my shit?
Exactly.
So
That makes sense.
And if only those people could just like get a hint of how good they feel after a month. And
exactly.
Even before you see the results, it's just
like,
the mental aspect and getting yourself there. You just feel 100 times better. Like,
yeah.
We've all had weeks that we haven't gone or like
dude.
fall out of it, and that's the biggest thing for me. I feel like shit. I just went on vacation and came back and I was like, I gotta get back into it, man.
Well, like for me, I mean, I worked out at least 5 days a week, every week for like 4 years now, except for I take 1 week during like every year and not work out. And that was this past week. I didn't work out this entire past week.
Really?
Yeah. And it's probably the most mentally tough week of the year for me.
Yeah. What's the purpose behind that?
Well, I always start out the first hot as fuck out of the gate, and I didn't take a rest day until like the 8th of February. So I did it every single day, and I was training like I was on steroids, and I'm not. So, and then obviously you can't train the same. You gotta do less volume than somebody that's enhanced.
Whatever you say, bro.
Yeah, I'll pull up the videos of me penning. So yeah, I was overtrained, and I took the week off, and I was having pain in my shoulder and stuff like that. And I mean, I hit it yesterday for the first time, and it was incredible. Incredible. The pump was insane.
Yeah.
There you go.
Sometimes it takes stepping away from something. Especially stuff that you love. But all right. Well, tell us your dream. You have one more workout for the rest of your life.
One more workout.
What are you gonna hit?
Probably gonna hit a full body workout.
That's fair.
But probably arms. I love train arms. And some shoulders for sure.
Reasonable answer.
Yeah.
Do you find that specific, lifts are more effective than others?
Yeah, I mean, say you're training legs, right? The leg press is very popular. But personally, I haven't done the leg press in probably 3 years. I don't ever do the leg press. I think, at the end of the day, I think a barbell squat is, the number one exercise. I think Smith machine squat is very good too, but I think barbell squat is very good I think it's the best for leg growth, and I think it's the best for I think it's the best for a couple reasons. I think it's best for leg growth. I think it's mentally the hardest thing to do because you have all that weight right on top of you, and it's boosting testosterone. Like it's probably next to deadlifts, it's like the hardest exercise you can do.
Okay. I see myself when we go to the gym. Usually we're together, and there's some exercises that he wants to do that I want nothing to do, and it's mostly because I don't think I'm getting anything out of it. You know, sometimes I'll do a workout and either A, I'm not doing it right, proper, or B, like I just don't see any results out of it, and I don't feel I accomplish anything after doing it.
Absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, say you want to train a certain area like legs. Do the exercises that you want to do the most because, you know, mentally it's going to be easier to try harder. So if you want to do leg extensions, that's your favorite thing to do, then you do leg extensions because you're going to try way harder than you would if you didn't want to do leg press.
Right. I think it was, I don't know who Chris Williamson interviewed, but he was Gym Fitness Bro. He was saying, like, it's good to do challenging stuff, but unless you are enjoying what you're doing, you're never going to want to go back to the gym.
Yeah.
Like, always mix in your favorite workouts no matter what.
Absolutely. If you're hitting legs, you want to do some bicep curls, do some fucking bicep curls.
I love that.
For sure.
That's a challenging thing for me, too, is trying to diversify my workouts. Because, I mean, you go for a year straight, and it just starts to get
mundane.
Yeah, get every workout's the same. So mixing it up and trying to throw stuff at you that you haven't done in a while.
I think it's good. I think it's important to follow a program because program has cycles which change things up, like deload the weeks or whatever, and you're kind of chasing something. You're kind of following something, and there's an end result to it. And so, like, I'm gonna do arms and shoulders and you know, chest and back and legs, and I'm gonna do that for this year, and it's gonna be the same exact workout. If you follow a program that leads to something, or, you know, that has deload weeks, or has like a 6-week cycle, or, you know, a 3-month cycle, then it makes it a little bit mentally easier because, you know, I'm gonna change things up in 3 months. On July 4th, I'm gonna be changing my workouts up. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Definitely.
Yeah.
As far as social media is concerned. What angle have you been taking it at? So I know that you started this a while ago. You're way ahead of us around the curve. But give us just some struggles when you first got off, because we are struggling like a motherfucker just trying to learn all the aspects of the technology and everything. What were your struggles when you first got into it?
I guess ideas in general, and I think just trying everything that comes to mind. And, you know, if you try everything that comes to mind, one of them is going to be sticking out a little bit more than others. And right now, I mean, I'm not, you know, I'm still trying everything that comes to mind, and it's kind of like whatever, you know, is looking good to me in the moment, that's what I'm going to post. And after a while, I'll follow and I'll develop a niche in like what I am known for. Right. But for right now, it's like, you know, I'm posting, you know, personal things that I, you know, can relate with, and that I'm kind of just going with. It's more of like a, you know, what we're doing right now. It's like, you know, whatever I'm thinking about, I'm going to say it. Yeah, so, right. and trends too. I mean, if you see a popular trend that, I can see myself doing that trend, then I'll do the trend too, for sure.
Do you actually care about the numbers? Like how many views you're getting? Like, are you keeping track of that at all, or you're just like, I'm just gonna post this regardless, so I don't really give a shit about it?
The second answer for sure, 100%. Yeah.
That's mentality.
I think that's the only way you can go about it.
I don't even look at the likes, really.
Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah.
There we go.
I like the comments, but I don't really look at the likes. And the views are, you know, the views. I don't even look at the views either.
Are you responding to your comments?
I respond to all my comments, and if somebody that I see fit would be a good, you know, client, then I'll hit them in the DM. Yeah. And I post, you know, my Instagram everything I post on Instagram automatically gets posted to Facebook, and then I post on YouTube and TikTok. So yeah, it's all the platforms really.
All the platforms. Now, do you see guys you go to Foley's Fitness? Do you see other guys in the social media realm, you know, recording, taking out their stuff and that?
It's not as popular as, you go if you're like a gym person and you're on TikTok and your TikTok is all gym really and stuff like that, then it seems like there's going to be a lot of cameras in the gym, but it's not as much as you would say. I'd say it's a few kids for sure.
Right.
It's definitely a tough gym to do it with too.
Yeah,
because of the volume of people.
It's very loud in there.
It's very loud, and I feel like it doesn't matter where we position the camera, there's always somebody trying to walk around. Nothing against them. I mean, they do a great business, so I mean, people love it there. But it's hard to get the footage when you have people walking around. It's just so packed that you got people walking in between you and the camera and everything.
Absolutely,
it's fucking up the whole.
Do you have people that are disrespectful and just walk right in front?
Have they been like that to you?
No, to you. Have like anyone just like? Just
has to me? No, I have. Nobody's been disrespectful to me. I have gotten like a couple like, you know, the manager's going to talk to me or whatever, like, oh, this just happened or whatever. Most of the time, the manager's like, you know, most of the time I'm going to tell them to fuck off because, you know, you're doing your thing and it's a public space.
Right.
But, you know, you just got to be a little courteous, especially if you're doing like an Instagram live or something like that.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I mean, I'll keep my camera relatively close, and you know, if somebody's in the background, I mean, you're in the background,
Exactly.
whatever. I don't get. I mean, the first or second or third time I was filming in the gym, it was like a little bit like, you know, I feel a little weird. But after that, it's like, yo, I do not care at all.
Exactly.
I don't even think about it. I do it. I bring the camera into the gym every day. I don't even think about it.
Yeah. That's definitely how we brought it once, and it definitely felt a little weird at first. By the end of it, we kind of have the don't give a fuck mentality anyway.
That's what you gotta have.
But I mean, even just putting it out there, you're like, oh, am I in the way of somebody? You know, because you don't want to be a dick about it, but
yeah,
that's the last thing.
And I don't think I've ever. I mean, all of the angles that I've ever shot, I can't remember any clip that stood out. It's like, oh, that person was like significantly in the film, and you know, most of the time it's like I'm gonna be cutting things out, and you're never gonna really see anybody else unless you're like really looking in the background. It's not gonna.
Especially with the cameras that we have now, it focuses on you. Most of the background's already blurred out, so
exactly
nobody has anything to bitch about.
And you can't hear anybody talking because it's always connected to the microphone, and it can only hear me. So it's good for sure.
As far as growth on social media, I mean, did you start from zero, or did you use your actual?
I started with my my Instagram that I've always had.
Awesome. And are you tracking anything? You know?
My followers go up pretty steadily. I mean, it's nothing too fast, but I'd say it's, you know, at least 2 or 3 a day.
It's
not bad. It's really not bad. And honestly, you know, it's people that I know, but it's also people that, you know, my reels are slowly starting to get on the For You page, so it'll be like random people that are starting to follow me. I'm like, oh, this is good. And they're mostly kids. They're mostly like 15, 16, you know, 18-year-old kids.
Perfect.
Boys.
That's a target market.
Exactly.
I mean, you want to get them when they're coming in. I mean, if we had somebody to look up to when we were younger, we would be way ahead of the ball.
For sure.
You are. I'm not.
Well, I mean, so.
Well, I guess I wasn't really a gym guy. I was a three-sport athlete. So
honestly, I would have started, dude, if I had to do it again, I would have started, you know, out the gate freshman year in high school, like taking crazy and whatever. But, you know, what's that Joe Rogan saying? He's like, well, you should, you know, the best time to start is when you're, you know, when you're 18, but you didn't, so get fucking going.
Yeah.
Right, so.
100%.
Who are you, like, who's inspiring you right now? Like, are you watching a lot of...
Chris Bumstead's always very inspiring.
Yeah.
He's, who else? I mean, the Trent twins are hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're really, like, looking up to them, but they're hilarious. Who else? There's definitely some people out there. Yeah, Sam Sulek. I can't get into his content. It's just, you know, it's too much time for me to spend.
To me, it sounds a little dry.
Like, yeah. But he's making like $170K a month from YouTube alone.
Ridiculous. That's crazy.
Ridiculous.
That's so crazy.
And he's just so not out there.
And I'm not with that.
He does the exact opposite of what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy that he seems like an awesome guy.
Yeah, very nice guy.
He's huge.
Yeah, dude. And he's 20. He's our age. He's 22.
He goes hard as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Every single set that you see of him, he's like killing himself.
Oh yeah.
I love that because that's how I want to be.
That's exactly.
I try to be.
The harder you try, the faster you grow. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but yeah, I just hope he invests a lot of that money into, you know, his health, because it's gonna come up pretty soon here.
Yeah, you see like Ronnie Coleman, like how fast Ronnie Coleman fell off.
Yeah.
Like, look at him now.
Yeah, but that's I mean, that's not the steroid use. That's the training style he chose. Like, he's squatting 800 for 2 when he should have been doing 500 for 15.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, he's not. You should never go that heavy.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know how to lift like a power lifter. So, or he didn't. And obviously, if he did, then he wouldn't be hurt like he is now.
Yeah.
But if you look at Jay Cutler, he was just nearly as big, but he's totally fine walking around right now. He can still pose and look good on stage.
Right. Yeah.
But it's just the training style of Ronnie kind of fucked up. But, you know, he has no regrets. He said his only regret is that he didn't do 800 for more than 2, because he could have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the health aspect, are there... I mean, we're talking about Sulek here, Sam Sulek.
Yeah.
He's on test.
He's on multiple anabolic steroids for sure.
Okay. And are you able to point at someone and say?
Yeah.
Is it pretty noticeable?
99% of the time, I can tell you if somebody's on something or not.
What are you looking at?
The increased circumference of veins, the capness of delts. I would say it's just kind of a look. I mean, acne obviously is a big thing to look for, but if you don't have it, you can still be on steroids and not have acne. Receding hairline's a big one if you're not on top of that. I mean, there's topical things you can take to avoid it, but like Chris Bumpstead just got his hair transplant.
Yeah.
Hopefully he'll start to look normal in a couple months here. What else? How can I look? I mean, it's really just a look, that sticks out. I mean, usually if you're taking anabolic steroids, you're going to be in good shape because you're paying for a coach, because that's how you're getting the stuff. So, just very big and lean for sure.
Right.
And if you're taking steroids, you're getting big and you're getting leaner at the same time for sure. And maybe not just tests. I'm talking about actual steroids, but tests can be a little bit harder. You could sneak tests and nobody would know.
Yeah.
For sure.
Whoa. Why haven't you hopped on? It's a big thing. I mean, we've considered it. I considered it.
So what were you considering?
At the end of the day,
our age has
at
considered.
the end of the day, it's a joke. But at the same time, it's like.
Well, what were you considering?
big.
Just testosterone?
No, we wanted to get on SARMs.
On SARMs, yeah. Like an MK?
Yeah.
MK is not a bad idea.
I know, but at the same
I just
time,
can't get my head around it.
then you can't say you're natty. One. Plus, I'm not educated enough on it. I've never really even looked into it. I couldn't even tell you. I've never had to.
Well, you gotta hire a coach.
I've never had to do anything like that. So
Yeah.
that aspect of it's scary, and the health aspect of it's scary.
Yeah.
But everybody that you see on social media is creating a false narrative of a lot of the testosterones and everything.
99% of
Which
people
is
are not.
terrible because, like you said, a lot of the followers are 15, 16,
Yeah.
17. They don't know.
And they're doing that shit. But yeah, so definitely TRT. And I don't know the exact dosage yet. I'm thinking, I've asked a lot of opinions of people that are already on it and regular steroids too. And I'm getting mixed reviews where, oh, you want to start with 150, you want to start with 200. And then I get people who are like, dude, you want to start with 500, you want to start with 450.
Yeah.
So, I mean, honestly, I'm leaning towards the 450 mark because I just think that, you want to like get it into your system and get it, get a little kickstart going.
Right.
And yeah, I'll pair it with BPC 157 and also injectable L-carnitine.
Is the BB157, is that the eating?
It's the hyper repair.
Hyper repair. What's the one that we were talking to somebody
MK
about it? Oh, MK.
MK677.
Yeah, it just makes you eat a shit ton of food, pretty much.
Yes. And it sends more receptors to grow more muscle for sure.
We were talking to one of our buddies, not gonna name him, but he hopped on that and he said he had crazy growth. He's like, it's not some people can't consider it a steroid, but it's really not.
It's not a steroid.
It's not a steroid,
no.
but people will call them unnatty or not natty.
Yeah. I mean, technically you're not natty, but at the end of the day, bro, who gives a fuck? I follow this one guy on TikTok. I don't know if you know Togi. He was saying a hilarious video. He takes a lot of steroids. His niche is doing steroids, and it's hilarious. He's like, I don't know what you guys always talk about this natty card. Like, what the fuck is that? What do you can go to Chipotle and order with your fucking natty card? It's like, what? Like, this is total bullshit. Everybody is born with a natty card. It's nothing special.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, bro. At the end of the day, but if you're saying you're doing steroids, and it's like, people that don't go to the gym or that don't know anything are going to be like, oh, so that's why you're big. And it's like, no, bro. I'll show you this picture of before I took steroids and you'll just start getting impressed.
So time frame wise,
This year,
next
for sure.
bulk or next cut, is it match better with a bulk? I feel like it would.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, I'll, my diet will be, it'll be what it needs to be. It's not going to be a bulk. I'm not going to be trying to like gain as much weight as possible because I need to be like, less like when I'm eating as much food as I can, then it's like I'm a little like foggy or I'm a little like, lethargic. I want to go to sleep more often. So with that, and I know test is not going to make me feel like test. You're going to wake up in the morning ready to go, ready to go. But I'll be in a surplus for calories, but it's going to be like a light surplus for sure.
You're still going to see crazy gains.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
What are the risks with that?
If you do it right and you get your blood work done, often, once a month or whatever, nothing's really going to happen as long as your stuff is good. And testosterone's very easy and cheap to make, so you're not really going to get any fake shit. And if you go from a reliable source, you do your blood work done, and you do your estrogen blockers, and everything else you need to do with the test, then nothing's really going to happen. I mean, you could potentially see hair loss, or your balls might shrink a little bit for sure. There's just misconceptions like your dick's going to get small, but no, it's just your balls. Your balls are just going to get small. And if you're just doing tests, then it's really not going to do much. Anything else? I mean, you could get some acne. You get a little aggressive when that's no problem, eh? Whatever.
Nothing wrong with aggressive.
Well, back to the health of lifting. I think that it is a good marketing point for you, as we hit on Ronnie Coleman and how he lifted maybe improperly or not the right way. I feel like that's a good sales point for you to your clients.
Yeah.
As you bring people on, you don't want people who don't know what they're doing. You can get yourself hurt.
Oh, absolutely. And after I do a cold call, whether they pick up or not, whether I book a meeting with them or not, I'm going to send them an informational video of me talking. And it's basically, kind of how I started. It was like when I started the gym, I didn't know how to use any exercise equipment, which I did. I mean, it's easy. And I didn't know what to eat, and I didn't know how much to eat or what to eat. And and now I watch videos of myself of when I was training back then, and I didn't know how I don't know how I didn't severely injure myself. So it's like you can definitely fuck yourself for sure, and especially if it's any kind of heavy weight, relatively to your strength levels. If you're doing any kind of heavy weight, you definitely can put yourself out for some months.
Right. Oh, yeah. We had a good friend of ours just recently get into the gym. He's like naturally strong. I don't think a day in his life worked out, and he came with us to soccer sport for a few days, and you can just see that he doesn't know how to properly lift, like what the right movements are.
Yeah, dude.
And it was kind of nice for us to sit back and watch that, because at the end, like, you're not really a master until you're able to teach it to someone. Like, you should be expecting to feel this pinch or something.
Yeah.
Or you want this feeling. But, would you consider yourself, since you're teaching other people how to be in the gym, have you found that you're able to apply more to your workouts?
So yeah, like I said, it's shots at the line, and if you take enough shots at the line and you try actually to have proper form, then pretty quickly you're going to develop mind-muscle connection.
Yeah.
And once you have mind-muscle connection, you can be fucking around and still getting the crazy pump.
Yeah.
I mean, if you know exactly how to contract, and you're focusing on a slow eccentric and an explosive concentric and you just know exactly how to do a rep, then the gains are going to come even faster because you're doing it right and you're trying hard. So it's like, if you're just starting out and you want to get the most out of your lifts, which you probably do, you don't want to be wasting your time, then it's focus on good form, train really, really hard, try really hard. You should always try really hard. But, if you do that, then, it's going to speed up the process of developing mind-muscle connection. And then you're kind of, you're home free, and you can start, stacking, putting more weight on, and focusing on progressive overload and all that.
Yeah.
What's your split on I'm lifting heavy today, or do you even do light reps?
No, I lift heavy every single day.
Every single day.
Yeah, I don't really believe in a light day and a heavy day. And I'm not like Ronnie where I'm trying to do 2 rep shit. Like, the lowest amount of reps I'm going to do in any workout is squat, and I'm sitting around 6 reps. So I'm never going to do anything less than 6 reps. Unless I deadlift once a week, and I'll do sets of 2 and 3. But that's very, very calculated.
Is that even for PRs that you're doing? You do a 1 rep max at all?
I did a 1 rep max. I did a 1 rep max New Year's Eve.
Okay.
And I did 515 there for deadlift. And now I'm not going to max out until next New Year's Eve. And now I'm just doing sets.
I like that.
Yeah. That's going to be my thing.
See just growth progress.
Yeah. I'm gonna have 600 on there by the end of the year for sure.
Give us some other maxes. What's your bench, back, squat?
So I did barbell bench max 2 years ago in North Carolina. I did 343. And then I stopped benching barbell, and I only focused dumbbell because I was thinking, hypertrophy. But I still love to barbell do it, and so I didn't do it for 2 years. And then I just started doing it again in the fall. And obviously, if you're good at something once, it's just going to come back pretty fast. So then I went and did I think in November I did 350. So 7 pounds in 2 years isn't that good, but if I hadn't done it. But so the goal for this year will be 385 for bench, and then squat. North Carolina, I did same exact thing with bench. I did 445 in North Carolina 2 years ago, and then I stopped doing barbell bench, and I was only doing like hack squat. I was big in the hack squat and the pendulum, and then I started doing squat again this year. This past fall with bench, and I haven't maxed out yet, but I'm going to be doing that pretty soon before I end my bulk. And now I'm doing sets. My top set will be like 425 for 4, so I'm hoping for like 475, 485.
And he just turned 22.
Yeah, I just turned 22. Yeah.
I got some
background information.
Yeah.
I got 2 wheels the other week, and I was like, let's go!
Yeah, dude, hey, you look at statistics, brother, it's like 0.75% can do 225.
No, and he had a good, like, his glow up. You made that jump pretty quick. He was sitting at 165, 170 for bench, and then like over the last 4 months.
Well, how many days a week did you do it? Did you barbell bench?
Twice.
That's the key. You want to increase that volume. When I was trying to really boost my numbers, it was like 3 times. I was on a bench program, and it was like 3 times a week. But all the other workouts were to build my bench. Like, I had a back day specifically to grow my bench. I had even my leg day was specifically to grow my bench, so you have that extra drive. And form is everything with bench, and form is everything with bench. Squat a little bit less and a little bit more aggressive, and then deadlift, you want to have good form, but you want to forget about your form, and you want to just get aggressive as possible. With deadlift, you just want to get mad at that bar and fucking pick it off the ground.
We were talking the other day actually about this hang cleans. You don't hang clean, right?
No,
that pisses me off, because you can see people that are like 150 pounds and they can hang clean like 350.
Dude.
Just, it's so form based. You obviously have to be strong. But
yeah.
Like, the person that has good form with that will always beat the stronger person. We did that a lot in college.
Have you been? Yeah.
I don't hang clean. No, I hate it. I hate it with my whole heart.
I think if you're an athlete, it is absolutely an essential exercise.
Yes.
If you're playing sports and you're I only train my slow twitch fibers. I want to get big. I don't care about But if you're an athlete, you want to train your fast twitch fibers. Your cleans are going to make you jump 10 times higher, be much more explosive. I think cleans are essential if you're an athlete trying to you're doing sports and everything like that.
Yeah, they stress it. Our lifting coach said that that's the number 1 workout for your whole body. It doesn't focus on one muscle group.
Yeah.
I mean, you get everything in it. It's a snatch. It's a squat. You get everything. So.
And especially even for basketball players, like you want to jump high, the cleans are gonna blow your shit up for sure. But yeah, I don't train that. But obviously, I'm not playing any sports. So I'm not. Really.
Right. There's different types of training for sure.
Oh yeah, most people's goals are to lose weight or to gain weight, and then most people don't play sports, so hypertrophy resistance exercise is going to be what you want to do, paired with cardio, obviously, like that. But there's, other people have goals, like some people really like CrossFit, or some people really like, what else, powerlifting. There's a huge powerlifting community.
Yep.
And it's whatever your goals are. If your goal in your life is to bench 600, you better be in a powerlifting community surrounded by guys that already bench 600. For sure.
Which is another thing that you can compare to anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Surround yourself by fucking guys that want to get shit done.
Yeah.
Get better.
You want to get in Wall Street? Go get on Wall Street and go find somebody that's doing good there.
Exactly.
For sure.
I mean, that's why I like working out with him. He's stronger than me.
Exactly.
Literally every lift. So like, he'll put on big weight, and it forces me to put on big weight for my size.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna unrack.
For sure.
All that weight just to put it back on.
Yeah.
But I see the flip side. Is it frustrating working with someone that's not as big as you, not as strong as you? Because it's all mental and you're pushing yourself.
No, I think that could be for some people, but me personally, I'm a head case when I get to the gym. I could tell myself that I'm just gonna go light today, and then I get there and I get that first set done, and I'm just a head case. But that's me personally. I could see that with some people that.
I could see some people not wanting to work out with someone.
Well, like anything else, it's falling down to somebody else's level. Which I mean, I don't mean that in a bad way, of course. But that's the aspect of it. I mean,
you probably see it too.
Yeah.
You're working out with a small crew that you're.
Yeah. I'm stronger than than them in most all deadlift or in all exercises. It's relatively it's nothing too far off, but I do like to try to find people that are significantly stronger than me. Like I don't know if you guys know Mike Russin. Shout out Mike Russin. dope guy. He does a podcast. He's got a successful podcast. He's a good guy, and yeah, he's significantly stronger than me. He's a little bit older, and training with him, it's great. I mean, he's definitely pushing, and it's high intensity, and it's like
it elevates.
he's on shit.
Right.
So
I think it's more the setting than anything else. It's not the weight.
Mm-hmm.
If you have somebody else that's going hard, even if I have to drop down weight a little bit, I'll still do 20 reps until I can't do any more.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Maybe it's not the right weight for me for a 6-set rep, but I'm to failure.
yeah,
With pretty much everything that we do. Maybe
Totally
not the
agree.
first or second set, but that third and fourth set that we do,
absolutely.
everything's to failure pretty much.
Absolutely.
So,
I just warm up, casually until I'm ready to go. And when I feel like I can't get any more warm up or I'm not going to get any stronger, then it's like, open the gates. Like that shit's getting crushed for 2 or 3 sets.
exactly.
For sure.
Do you like off days? Do you feel yourself some days not as strong and not performing as well as others?
Dude, absolutely. But the key to that is if you're having a shitty day, say I'm going to squat tomorrow, and I'm gonna know once I get up to like my third warm up set, it'll probably be like 3:15. I'm gonna know if it's if it's gonna be a good day or not. But no matter what, I'm gonna put 405 on and do as many as I can because it's a mental thing. I mean,
Right.
and honestly, 99% of the time you're gonna surprise yourself and you're gonna get more reps than you think you're going
Right,
to.
yeah.
For sure. But yeah.
Attitude has to play a role in that. Big time.
Definitely.
Yeah. You just gotta treat it like my fucking attitude does not matter.
Well, back to social media.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of on this kick that the way that we're going to go at this is once this thing gets launched,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to stress volume. So volume, as far as being consistent, we're going to do this weekly
Mm-hmm.
and have something every week. But the volume comes along with everything else. The social media pages trying to boost this thing.
Mm-hmm.
For you, do you post every day? What's your volume look like?
Yeah. So I post on my story multiple times a day. I think a story is you want to have good. You want to always have like at minimum 2 things on your story. And I think if you're trying to post quality stuff like 30-second plus good videos, then every other day or every day is a good idea. Every other day is good. It's a lot of volume, and you're gonna find if you're trying to do that, then it's it's a lot more work than you think. Especially if you're trying to make.
I'm already realizing it now.
Yeah, it's all about the quality. If it's something that you're going to put a lot of time into, then a 30-second video that takes you an hour to make is definitely something you got to think about for sure.
We're benefiting because there's 2 of us. So
Yeah.
we have split work call. But
Exactly.
that's just a benefit for us as far as doing volume. But
Yeah.
Not even that though. I've still had thoughts already. This summer I'm hiring someone to
Dude.
really follow me around and start recording.
Literally.
It takes up time.
Oh my God.
It's
And the improved quality, I've had that exact same thought. I'm ready to hire somebody to take videos of me with an even higher quality camera, and then also do the editing and literally post for me. It's not if that's their living, so it's gonna be pretty expensive for sure. And it's definitely going to make your content much more desirable for sure.
Right.
There's a huge difference. Like I'm always using a tripod at the gym, so it's never like taking a video of me moving around. So it's not going to look as cool as when you take a video of somebody actually just holding the camera,
right.
and getting really cool angles or whatever. And I'm not an expert on angles yet. I definitely have learned a lot through trial and error, but I'm definitely not an expert on angles yet.
which I think is 100% beneficial. Because even if I stress this, that we need to learn every aspect of what we're doing. So by you sitting there and figuring out what angles you want and what you don't, you are the judge of your page. So even if you end up hiring somebody,
Yeah.
you hear all these people, they have crews that do this, but if they don't like what the fuck's going on,
No.
they out the door, or they're gonna change it.
Yeah,
You know what
I mean-
you have to go through the struggle and figure all this shit out on your own. So that when that day comes and this guy's doing it a certain way, you
Yeah.
can say, "Oh no, I want it this way. This way is better."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Nothing's gonna leave the door until you say it does.
I mean, I'm paying him, and it's like it's honestly pretty simple. It's like, dude, make me look as big as I can. Get the fucking. I'm gonna stand in front of this. I'm gonna stand under this light on purpose. So get back, and I'm gonna be right in the right angle because lighting is huge.
Oh, the big window on the other side.
Yeah, and Foley's
Lighting
honestly Foley's is terrible. It's terrible.
the lights are way.
You've seen
it's too big.
Have you seen those few posts that I went to Jacked and Jilled?
Yeah,
yeah.
it's so fine. The black, everything's black in the background.
And
you
they
turn the
have
contrast
very
down.
bright lights coming down for that.
It's
Dude, it's dope. But it's a powerlifting gym.
That cruise I just went on had the most fire lighting.
Really? On the
It
boat?
was so fire. It was like,
Ooh.
it was all black in the background, but it was just individual like yellow lights.
Yeah.
The small ones.
Dude, and that will make you have an even better workout too.
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
Definitely. Once you start feeling yourself.
Where'd you go on the cruise again?
It was like the Virgin and American Virgin and the British Virgin Islands.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Instead of Puerto Rico.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a good time.
It's a good time, especially, you know, we're in Maine and it's February. I definitely want to be getting out of here for sure. Yeah.
But
yeah,
absolutely.
You have thoughts of going elsewhere for sure.
Yeah. I'm thinking Florida in the fall when it gets kind of when all the kids go back. I'm thinking about September.
Yeah.
I'm not nailed down on a location yet. I am thinking Tampa. Tampa's definitely a good option. I mean, Miami is very, very enticing for sure. Definitely. And then I was also looking at Austin, Texas, but Austin will probably be, and obviously I'm not going to buy anything down there right now. I'm going to be renting. So, I mean, if I do like a 6 or 7 month lease, I can kind of go wherever I want every 6 months.
in the same boat.
Yeah.
I mean, it's whatever. Nothing's set in stone. It's just the fact of getting out of Maine for us.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as we can jump there, then wherever we go from there is where it is. But
try to stay light on responsibilities so you can kind of feel free and be free and kind of do what you want.
And for what we're trying to do living out there, unless something goes right out there, I mean, but you build connections out there, you go somewhere else, you build connections, you know what I mean? You can just broaden your horizon.
Yeah.
There'll be so many more paths that you can go down than just being stuck in this small ass.
It's tough for sure. It's tough.
You can build as many connections here as you want, but you're not going to get very far.
Yeah, it's all a numbers game. There's just not enough people here that are doing what you want to do, or even there's not even obviously there's successful people everywhere, but there's going to be more successful people in a higher populated area.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I was looking at this gym in Tampa. It's like you got to fill out. It's very prestigious. It's very like I'm sure I know you've seen videos of people working out there, like Derek Lunsford, the guy that won the Olympia this past year, Tristan Lee. Shorter Asian dude, he works out there. Ryan Terry, who won the men's open physique, the long bathing suit one, he works out there. And it's this place in Tampa, incredible selection of equipment. And it's also, I'm looking at a selection of equipment for gyms, but I can also tell the quality of a gym by the brand of the equipment. So, I mean, you can go from Life Fitness to Arsenal and stuff like that, which is good, and then you go to like Hammer Strength is very good. That's what Foley's runs a lot with the Life Fitness equipment. It's all good stuff. But then you get into like the Prime Strength equipment, which is like the Rolls Royce of gym equipment, and that's what it has there. So if you see a gym that has Prime Strength equipment, you got to go to that gym. That's the shit.
That's great. I would have never thought of that. To me, 40 pounds is 40 pounds.
No, Prime Strength. It's all about angles too. Like, I don't know if you know this, but Foley's doesn't have a flat row machine for me. Like, it doesn't have a flat row machine. It has row machines where you're hitting back, but nothing feels good enough for me. So I do stuff with cables now where it's very I don't want any kind of roll. I just and it may not even mean that big of a difference in the long term for muscle growth, but if it feels good, better to me, like we were talking about earlier, I'm gonna take the time and set up the cables, to exactly how I want it, because I'm gonna try really hard.
Yeah, exactly.
No, you bring up a good point. I'm not gonna. You much rather drive a Rolls Royce than something bent out of shape.
Yeah, and I'll pay the $500 a month or whatever it is for a membership, but it is definitely hard to get into that gym. I think it's I can't remember the name of it, but you got to fill in like an application to get accepted to go there. Yeah. So I think you have to have
very pristine.
for sure.
I came up with this idea like a few months back, which I feel like is something that we don't have. Mm-hmm. I think that they need a good moneymaker. It's tough because kids don't have money our age.
Yeah.
But if you set up a gym specifically made for a younger audience, the guys that want to get into the social media space through fitness, and you have those nice lights, and you have the nice yoga room where they can shoot their videos, and it's video friendly.
Absolutely.
And then you have people there that offer the service to take their videos.
Yeah.
And so you do that through that, and I think that would blow up. Not in our location, obviously.
Something like you have Alpha Land.
If you're going down south or something, but I don't know. It's just something that came up.
I've seen a few places where really nice gym, hundreds of machines, and that they have it. And they probably have 3 of them, but attached to it, there's a barber shop, a restaurant, and there's literally a place with a bunch of like Macs, and you can like for those that are doing the influencing.
Oh yeah,
They can literally upload their stuff in there and work on their projects in there.
I mean, there's crazy places like Alphaland in Houston. I think it's in Houston. Alphaland is a massive complex, and yeah, it has everything you need. And it's literally 90% of the people that go there are people that are taking videos, or people that are trying to get the shit off the ground, and a lot of guys that are incredibly successful too.
Right.
For sure.
Which is crazy. I mean, if you're ahead of the curve, especially being on the East Coast. Like up where we are, we don't get. You see everything out west before it gets our way.
Absolutely.
So even by moving out there and getting ideas, say you want to come back this way.
Yeah.
You're ahead of the curve.
Yeah, you can go get your following and then go wherever you want, and they're gonna stay with you.
Exactly.
Like raw gear has been huge. Like the zoo culture out in Bradley Martin has been huge for like it's going on like 4 or 5, 6 years now. Like it's big. And that's like one of the most popular ones. But yeah, people go out there, they get their film going, and that gym is getting you on the For You page. Even working out there is getting you on the For You page, and people are gonna start following with you. Especially if you have a decent or good physique, then they'll follow you, and then you can go wherever you want, and they'll stay with you.
I wonder what the price is around there for a gym of that caliber.
Zoo culture, I think, is expensive. I want to say it's $100 for a day pass.
Ugh.
Maybe like.
I pay $100 to go there for a day.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
I wouldn't do it. I would pay $100 to go.
Yeah, and he just opened up another spot. I think it's in Texas too. I think he just opened. Bradley did. I don't know. Maybe like $250 a month for a membership. I don't really know. I'm sure online could tell us.
Yeah, but there must be some sort of application process for those too.
Yeah, I would say so.
There has to be.
I mean, you don't want like fans just going in there and fucking up Bradley's shit.
Right.
Especially because a lot of like influencers go in there, so they don't want to be bothered.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, absolutely.
Buy some jabroni that pays $250 a month.
If you pay $250, you're less likely to fuck around.
I do think zoo culture is a little bit loose with it though, because I know you can work out for free there on Christmas. You can just go in there. Anybody can go in there and work out from Christmas for free.
Well, I see Steve will do it smoking darts in there.
Yeah. And Bradley's fucking hookers in the back.
He put laxatives in it.
Yo, dude, hilarious. Yeah, Steve is hilarious.
That's fucking awesome.
And then Kyle had a crazy transformation too.
Oh yeah, well they're doing that competition or whatever.
Yeah.
I love following that shit.
Yeah.
I watch Nelk religiously.
They've been working a lot with Gary Brecka. I know I talked to you at the gym about it a little bit. The genetics test.
Yeah.
All of mine came in. I took a genetics test.
And what did that show?
It basically told me all like the amino acids that I was deficient in.
Okay.
And it has to do with how your parents pass those genes down to you.
Interesting.
That's what genetics is.
Yeah.
But like obviously, like if I had one parent that wasn't able to provide a specific amino acid to me, and the other parent was, then I have something in my body that's only working 50% of the time. It's nice because it gave me a blueprint of what supplements I should be taking. Like I have a big deficiency in zinc.
Yeah.
Never taken zinc in my life.
Yeah.
Not something you ever really think of taking. Like I see it on the shelves at Shaw's, Hannaford, and all that stuff.
And it's gonna just make you. If it gives you a little bit of an edge, you're gonna do it.
Just a little bit of an edge, right?
Yeah.
But I liked it because it gave me the blueprint.
For sure.
From there on out.
Have you guys ever got your blood work done?
No.
I would definitely suggest doing that.
I've never done it.
What specifically does the blood work tell you?
You want to know what your testosterone levels are.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's different like, you have total test and you have free test, and there's different graphs. You want to know what your total test is. And the gauge is like, I think it's like 200 to 900 or, 300 to 1,000, something like that. And, generationally, I'm sure you guys are aware that, it's going down.
Oh, yeah.
Like our grandfather's, natural test is probably higher than ours. Yeah, so I just got mine done. I did fuck it up a little bit. I accidentally ordered my free test, so it's on a graph that I can't really decipher. Like it's like the graph is 49 to 185, and my levels were 126, which I do not understand. If I got the total test and it was between 200 and 900, and I was at 600, then I know exactly what that would mean.
So is there multiple blood work tests to see all those, or is there?
If you just get the total test, if you just
tell you everything.
Yeah, that's what you need to know. And then if you wanted to, take the next step, then you take those results to a doctor, You know,
exactly.
shoot for a
Bring in
Republican.
somebody who can tell you what the fuck it is.
Yeah, shoot for a Republican doctor because people won't really. Like my doctor wouldn't even do my blood work for me. He's like, no, you're fine. Like, you don't need to do that. I'm like, yeah, what? I need to get this done. But and private clinics too. You probably want to shoot for private clinics.
You can go do them right at like the urgently cares and all that bullshit.
What's that?
Get your blood work done.
Yeah, for sure.
Just at the ones where
absolutely
all those ones that came up.
Mm-hmm.
I need to go do that.
Yeah,
I keep saying I don't want to do it, but
yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah, and it's also like you're curious to what it is. Like
exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
I've never done it. I have no idea. Mm-hmm. But that's the same thing that I was saying. I was like, even when they give me it, I don't know what the fuck that means.
I mean, so the scale is 200 to 900, and if you're above. You want to shoot if you're above 500, then you're good. If you're above 600, then you're chilling. And if you're above 700, then it's good. You know, 700 is where you want to be. And if you're thinking about taking TRT, and say you're at 700, and you want to take 300 milligrams to get to 1,000, it doesn't exactly work like that. If you take 300, if you're at 700, you take 300, then you're not going to be at 1,000. You could be at 1,500. Like, okay. You know, it doesn't. Yeah. You're really, and I don't know exactly how high you can go. I'm sure you can go very high, but it doesn't exactly equate.
What do you think about like the aminos, like the injectable aminos that boost testosterone, rather than doing a straight
actual test? I think anything that you're doing in the purpose of bettering yourself is going to help you out. It's never going to make it worse. It's definitely not going to give you the results of actually taking TRT. Nothing is going to.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, the more risk, the more reward, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, there's no risk taken.
I like that mindset. Mm-hmm. As long as you're doing it in a positive manner and it's specific to, it could be mentally. Like, it could help you,
absolutely.
Literally mentally. Mm-hmm. And if that's what you're taking it for, great.
Exactly.
But, I don't know. I didn't really think of it like that because you see all this stuff on social media, and there's a large portion of people that look at it and just like, that's wrong. Don't ever do it.
I mean, think about how many betas you see on social media, though. Think about how many kids our age actually have low testosterone.
Dude.
And it's ridiculous. So obviously they're going to sit there and shit on it because they're sitting there feeling like females. So
yeah, and they're buying this ashwagandha and bullshit like that.
Oh, not ash.
You want ash? I mean, it definitely doesn't hurt. Like I said,
I've just heard it boosts testosterone.
Yeah,
I haven't done much research on it, but I've been on it for probably 6 months. I just take it every day.
Yeah. And what's the other one? Like testosterone, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, not gonna hurt you, but it's just like it's gonna give you a false idea of how it says, oh, it's gonna boost your testosterone. Well, it's like regular tests boost my testosterone, and that's not even going to be any kind of accomplishment.
Oh, no. I mean,
it
sounds sort of anyway.
Even with creatine, I mean, creatine should be standard in what you do. Creatine monohydrate should be standard, and the recommended dose is 5 grams. I definitely would double that. I would take 10.
Are you cycling that, or
no? I've just did that ever since I've started working out. Yeah, but that ain't doing much either, bro. I mean, it's making you gain a little bit muscle a little bit faster, and it's holding extra water weight. Not as much as people say it does, but at the end of the day, it's not helping that much. If you have a goal of getting jacked, take it seriously, pay a coach, and get on some shit.
Definitely false narratives on a lot of that shit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I remember in high school, like Ian Petrie was the first one to get on creatine.
I totally remember that.
And we all thought it was like steroids. We're like, he's on creatine? Like,
I didn't even know what it was.
No, I had no idea what it was. But he was yoked just because he was lifting. All of us with that. Mm-hmm. But we were all like, I remember I went and bought creatine the next day. I was like, I'm going to get so big. Like,
that's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember Cole told me, he's like, yeah, he's taking creatine. I'm like, yeah, I have no idea what that is.
Cole's always been big too.
Yeah, for sure. And the thing with Cole is it's very easy for him to fluctuate weight. Like he can put on that shit and then you can cut down and be bigger. Yeah. Like it's all genes. It's like you're a hard gainer. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, it's if you eat the right amount of calories, you're gonna gain weight. But people, certain people gain weight way easier than others, for sure.
Have you ever done carnivore diet or anything like that?
I've never stuck to a specific carnivore diet. Mine's always been pretty balanced. I mean, I always stick to try to get a certain amount of protein, carbs, and fat in, and then my calories. But it's just focus on really high protein, and if you're trying to gain weight, then high carbs and relatively high fat, and if you're trying to cut, then getting keto.
I I went 6 days on the carnivore diet before I left for that cruise.
Yeah, how was that?
I wouldn't say that I did it for long enough to feel any like mental effects, but I definitely shaved 9-10 pounds in 5-6 days.
Yeah.
So it was like.
Do you know how many calories you're doing?
I was eating. I didn't calorie count, but I would say that I was full all day. I never stopped eating, but it was just meat. I had no carbs, so it was literally just meat. I was eating beef jerky. I ate what the fuck are those things called? It's like a healthier Slim Jim.
Oh yeah. I've seen those for
where
sure.
they slant.
I don't know them, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
I was eating those and then steak and chicken. Like that's.
Were you eating any fruit?
No,
No, just meat.
No fruit.
Okay.
I know a lot of people do it.
Yeah. You can definitely do it for sure.
I was talking to my barber actually, and he did it with fruit, and he said that he liked it way better. He started with just a carnivore, and he felt like shit. So he threw fruit in, and he liked it, but.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people out there that will talk shit on vegetables. I don't eat a lot of vegetables, but I eat, probably vegetables twice a day.
Yeah.
Definitely not essential. And some people will tell you like, oh, when you eat a vegetable, it sends a signal to like defend itself and it's hurting your body. Dude, I don't know if I buy that shit, but like Carnivore MD says that and stuff like that. He's like, don't eat vegetables, only eat meat and only eat raw honey, which, his diet is definitely very good. One of the best diets you can have, but I don't think vegetables are nearly that bad for you as he says they are.
I mean, it's all playing the game. I mean, whoever you want to believe.
Dude, yeah.
It's like watching the news. I mean, you take everything with a question mark. Because at the end of the day, it's how you feel and your opinion on matters. Because if you just sit there and you listen to what everybody says, might work for them, doesn't work for you.
I mean,
there's
powerlifters out there that are deadlifting 800 and cleaning 500 that are vegetarian or vegan.
Yeah. That's crazy,
dude. It's ridiculous.
Shout out Mike Canny if he's listening to this, probably not. But he's a linebacker or D end. He switched to D end on a football team, straight vegan.
Wow.
Fucking kid back squat's like 550, like
so
ridiculous freak athlete.
Did he tell you about his protein
I never really got into it with him, but
yeah.
he didn't eat meat. Like, how the fuck?
Insane.
It's nuts.
It makes things harder to do. I mean, I'm sure there's benefits to it for sure, but it makes it a lot harder to get your protein in. I mean, you can eat your beans and your peas and shit and eat your plant-based protein powder, but you just gotta eat a lot more than, if I'm just gonna have a nice 20-ounce steak.
Yeah.
They just like to take the hard route.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day,
and every vegan's reason is kind of different, I guess, from people that I've asked, and all the vegans that I've talked to are relatively, very small.
Yeah.
But if it works for them, I guess,
What's your day-to-day like when it comes to eating?
I eat pretty much the same thing every day. I've eaten 7 eggs every morning for 4 years now.
Consistency. That's discipline right there.
Oh, dude, and I don't know how I have not built an intolerance yet. It's insane. So my first bulk in North Carolina, I was doing a lot of ground turkey. I can't eat ground turkey anymore, dude.
Really?
I can't even look at it.
Same with me. I never get sick of eggs.
Yeah,
I don't eat the same. I do eat the same breakfast, but breakfast foods, dude.
Dude, it's
eggs
my
and
god.
Sausage every morning.
Yeah.
I look forward to that shit.
Yeah.
When I was on my carnivore diet, I was eating eggs for dinner because I was sick of red meat.
Eggs are the most nutrient-dense protein that exists.
Yeah.
More nutrient-dense than any steak or any chicken or anything like that. But yeah, my breakfast is always eggs, 7 eggs. If it's in the summertime, though, I will definitely eat less egg yolk. And, like, for the summertime, I will take a jug of pasteurized egg whites and either put protein powder in it or sugar-free chocolate syrup and just drink that shit. Because it's 100 grams of protein. It's the leanest protein you can eat. Nothing is pure protein, but that is the closest thing to it.
I think Alex,
I have to do a little test run with that.
Dude, if I just handed you a glass of what it looked like chocolate milk and you drank it, you would think it tastes good. But some people are gonna be like, oh well, it's egg whites, I
don't really give a fuck. If it tastes good.
Oh, bro, it's fine. Dude, it's fine.
I'm definitely not picky.
I would drink it without the chocolate syrup too, but
it definitely sounds shitty just hearing it.
That is an absolute hack. It's like 20 servings, 4 grams per serving. Let me think here. 20 servings, I think it's 5 grams per serving, so it's like 100 grams of protein, and it's like a jug that's half the size of this, and you just drink it. And it's just egg whites, and it's pasteurized. You're not gonna get sick. That's been my kick for the past 2 summers. Just drinking a shit ton of that. But yeah,
that's a hack.
Oh yeah,
I haven't hopped on that.
Absolutely.
I like that.
Yeah.
I thought of a clickbait for this video, guys. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be like, we're hopping on roids.
Dude, that was my first YouTube video. It was like, training or doing SARMs. It was like shoulders and arms.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
Wow, we're hitting the TRT right now.
End of the video will just be us injecting. Hilarious.
Love it.
But yeah, I mean, I always have the eggs in the morning, and then I'll have a carb. I'll always have like a couple potatoes, or I kind of try to stay away from the seed oil, but home fries are frozen home fries are pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
And that's also the thing about bulking. If you're having a hard time bulking, don't eat too shitty, but eat what you like, because then you're gonna be able to eat more of it for sure. If you're trying to have extra carbs in, and you don't want to do all the rice, then just make some tater tots and eat those fucking tater tots.
I also found that when bulking, I just try to eat more or eat less of one thing. So I get really sick of eating a lot of one thing. So rather than just making one big meal, switch it up. Have half of a big meal and then another half of a big meal of something else.
Absolutely.
Because if I just eat the same thing for one big meal and try to shovel it in, it's easier for me to switch it up to something else.
Absolutely.
All right, so for someone weighing 155, my goal is to get just shredded, like a six-pack and everything.
Okay.
Realistically, should I be focusing on putting 20 more pounds of weight on?
By the summertime? Summertime.
Anytime.
Well, when do you want to be shredded?
Okay, shirts off, yeah, summertime.
Okay, yeah, because I really, at the end of the day, I don't give a shit what I look like right now.
Right.
I haven't taken my shirt off in a video and posed in since October. I ain't showing you, yeah. No, it looks horrible. My dad said to me like 3 times, he's like, dude, I'm gonna be really impressed if you can take that off. And he's looking at my stomach. And I'm like, yo, I'm gonna be fine. Like, I can do it. I know exactly what to do. But I mean, if you want to be shredded, and you don't want to be too short, you don't want to be like, you don't want to get down to
I don't want like 8% body fat.
I think 8's good. I think 8 or 9%.
Like 10 to 12% is like.
Yeah. 12%, your six pack is there. 10%, you're starting to get veins up the stomach, which is dope. And 8% is when you're really like, you don't have any. You got dick skin on your fucking biceps. I don't know. I would do a lean bulk if I were you. I would eat 250 grams of protein a day, every single day, and I couldn't tell you exactly how many carbs you should eat. I'd probably 200, and I would try to do a lot of that right before you work out.
Those are the only things that I should be tracking: protein and carbs.
Well, fat for sure. You want to keep your fat relatively low, but it's calories. So you can plug in what your maintenance is right now online. It asks you how old you are, male, height, weight, activity level, like how active you are, and it will tell you pretty accurately what your maintenance is. So your maintenance is probably like 2,500, 2,400. So I would be in a surplus of maybe like 200 or 300, and a majority of those calories should be protein.
Got some homework to do that.
No, I definitely think that both of our protein intakes aren't as high as they could be. I'm more of a just eat.
Yeah.
Just because I've just consistently tried to gain weight.
We never tried.
And you never had to worry about like you never not had a six pack.
No, I could literally lose.
Fuck this guy.
Like if I didn't try to force feed myself for a week, I bet you I'd drop 10 pounds. Like that's what scares me, and I just want to get up high enough that when that 10 pounds drops, I'm
dude.
I feel small, you know what I mean? Because I need that little bit on me because I will shred out like so fast. But that's just my body type.
It's like what we're talking about. It's stretching the stomach. Once you get up to a certain level, then your body is gonna, be, your body right now. Say your body is most comfortable at 170, but if you bulk up to 200, then your body will probably be most comfortable at 185, and then you can just start climbing the ladder and take a break. Climb the ladder, take a break. My lifetime goal for a bulk is, probably like 260.
On a bulk though.
Yeah.
So
I want to be
like 245.
My goal shredded is 230.
Okay.
That would be, dude. That's dense.
what does like C-Bone walk around at shredded?
About that. About that. Yeah, for sure. I think off.
That'd be nuts.
Yeah, I think he's probably 230, but 230 shredded is, and I'm a little bit short. I'm like 5'10", so that shredded dude is that's big.
I'm looking for I want to hit 200 before I shred out for the summer.
Yeah, you
not
could.
like 191.
Oh, dude, you could do that in 2 weeks.
You say that, dude. I've been
for
eating
sure.
like a fuck for like probably 3-4 months.
Weigh your shit. If you're in 1,000 calorie surplus, I mean, I could tell you how long it would take if you give me a second on my phone. And you know, say you needed to be in 1,000 calorie surplus to get to 200 in 2 weeks. That's what you got to do. But 1,000 calorie surplus is quite a bit.
Yeah,
for sure. Especially if it's quality calories. I mean, like 200 calories of chicken breast is a whole lot more than 200 calories of fucking, you know, a McDouble.
Yeah, definitely.
McDouble 200 calories is like one bite. But a chicken breast, it's like one serving is 30 grams of protein or 35 grams of protein and 170 calories. So if you're eating 200 calories, I mean, that's more chicken than you think it is.
Yeah.
Right. That's
definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely learned a little bit today.
Yeah, for sure.
The biggest takeaway is, I think it's tracking.
Yeah.
Weigh your shit for sure. Get a food scale and weigh it.
That's the next level.
That's what you want
That's
to do.
what we gotta
But
do.
it
That is the
is,
next level.
dude, it is a bitch for sure. It is a bitch.
It sounds so tedious.
Yeah.
I mean, you could spend the money and you just get Flex Pro meals, you know, shipped to your trifecta and just shipped to your door, and it has all the macros right on the sheet, right on the lid, and you know exactly what you're eating.
Yeah, I benefit too much from Mama Mac. Shout out Mama Mac. Making
Yeah.
foods every night.
Yeah,
Some dinner on
Oh,
the plate.
dude, yeah.
No, I like to meal prep, but I need a scale because you gotta.
Yeah.
When you meal prep, you gotta weigh out everything that goes into it before you cook it. So I cook it, and then I'm like looking at the containers. I'm like, yeah, this looks like a portion about this size.
Yeah.
But you really don't know.
No.
You gotta actually individually do it, which.
If you've been doing it for a while, though, you can definitely tell. Like, there's some guys that have been doing it for 10 years. They know exactly what, you know, serving a chicken is. I'm pretty dialed with it. I weigh most of my stuff, but, you know, if I don't, then I kind of have a good idea still.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else was I going to say? Yeah. I mean, food scale is like $10. It leaves no room for error. There's no room for error. If you know you need this many calories or this, you know, you need to hit these macros and you weigh it, then you know there's no room for error. It's gonna happen for sure.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Well,
Awesome. Thanks
Hell
Steve,
yeah.
for coming
Dude,
on. and
absolutely.
teaching us some-
we definitely learned a lot.
Thanks for having me.
Help us level up. Hopefully, the viewers learned a little something today.
Yeah.
And, give you a shout out. This is Steven Emerson, Next Gen.
Yep. Appreciate it.
And we'll post all of his socials below.
Yeah. Appreciate it. And I'll be posting it on my shit, obviously, as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Now, do you have any big plans coming up? Tell people what you're working on.
Right now, I'm just trying to scale my business. If you're looking for a personal trainer, hit my line. And I'm reaching my peak for my bulk. I'm gonna stop the second week of March is when I'm gonna be starting my cut. So you know we're getting pretty close to it. I'm gonna put on
3 weeks away.
Yeah, I'm gonna put on a couple more pounds this week, and then I'm gonna hold it for a while. And you know I'm gonna hold it for until the second week of March, probably like 2 or 3 weeks, and then I'll start my descent. And that is really exciting because I feel like I look like shit.
We're excited to see you chisel it down.
Oh my god, dude! Yeah,
Thanks for
oh, yeah.
coming on.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely.
Coming on.
Appreciate everything, guys.